Hello, hello.
Good morning, sir.
What up, baby?
Oh,
Welcome back.
Yes, yeah. Still trying to get used to being back on solid ground again.
How long were you gone?
5 days.
Like on the actual boat.
Yeah, 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 days, and unfortunately, we hit some really shitty weather the whole time. We had rain almost the entire time, really heavy waves the entire time. Still made a good time out of it though. Still did everything we could to like have as much fun as we could, but it took the first 2 days I was back. I felt like I was still on the boat. Everywhere I walked, I felt like I was shaking back and forth.
So, dang, it rained every day.
Every day. We got about an hour and a half worth of sunlight when we actually reached Bermuda, and then we found a private beach. It was just us and the group of people we went with, and we enjoyed about an hour and a half, and then we saw the storm rolling in and we went back to the boat, and that was all we really got on the island. So
Wow. So okay, you went with a group of people you know?
yeah, some people I work with.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was
I
fun.
thought you were just going with just
Me and my girlfriend.
small.
Nah,
Yeah.
it was originally planned so that me and some coworkers and my parents were supposed to go too, but they decided not to, which worked out in my favor. So, but yeah, it was fun. We spent like every night we went to one of the fancy restaurants on the ship. Last night we did the last night of the cruise we did the chef's table, which is like a full 6-course meal, and they pair it with specific wines so that it enhances the flavor. They tell you about everything that goes into the meal, everything that goes into the winemaking of each individual wine that you drink. It was
That's cool.
it was fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
Did you have Wi-Fi?
I didn't. My girlfriend did, and I just used her phone whenever I needed it.
Okay.
So I watched some anime while I was there.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
that was my next question.
I downloaded some anime. I also brought some manga to read, which I was glad I did because since it was raining, we just basically sat in they have an outdoor pool for like all the families, and they have like an indoor adult pool which is like 18 plus, and it was called a solarium. So we sat in there when it was raining, and I just grabbed my manga and we just sat by the window watching the ocean, just reading manga.
Nice. That's pretty sick. That
Yeah.
sounds great, actually.
I watched all of Steins Gate the entire time I was gone.
Okay.
On our last episode, we were talking about like the top 10 anime
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
And Steins Gate was one of them, and I was like, I need to watch that. So I watched it.
Was it good?
It was awesome, actually.
Okay.
Very good.
Was it top 10 of all time?
I don't know if I'd put it in my top 10 of all time, but
But you could see how people would.
absolutely. And I would highly recommend anybody watch it because it's I would put it on the level of like, as far as like how good Code Geass is and Full Metal Alchemist is, how by the end of it everything's closed up and neat and tidy. They did a good job of doing that same kind of thing with this one. So
Okay. How many seasons?
I think there was only one season. They do have I did find out they do have like an offshoot series though, because Steins Gate is like all about time travel and like different world lines is I think how they referred to it as. And so they have like a spin-off series where it's supposed to be the same characters but in a different like timeline, basically like a different alternate reality.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna look something up real quick.
Yeah, you're good. I was gonna say though, do you want me to hop into some anime news for you?
Yeah, go ahead and hit me with some news while I'm looking this up.
Okay, we'll save the best for last, of course.
Okay.
So Netflix announced that they're going to be coming out with Devil May Cry, the anime series. I don't know if you ever played any of the games. If you
I thought that was an anime series.
I think you're thinking of Devilman Crybaby.
That's it. Yep, that's it. Okay.
I could understand why you get that mixed up though, because they're very similar in name. But Devil May Cry is based off of an old video game series, and if I were to describe it as anything, I would say it's like Dante's Inferno meets Castlevania in modern day.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that sounds sick.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about that one. So that's coming out next year in April.
Okay.
Next up is they announced a new Witcher movie, animated movie.
Do they already have one?
They do. Yeah, it's a prequel. It shows what happened to the Witchers before Geralt became Geralt.
That was what was it, like the wolf something?
Yeah, I can't remember the title off the top of my head.
Hour of the Wolf, maybe that's wrong.
Yeah,
that could be a Game of Thrones thing.
We'll have to look that one up. But I know that one took place when Geralt was like under 9 years old, probably. Like he was
Nightmare of the Wolf?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Okay. Okay, and the next one, is this the Sirens of the Deep?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They released a little sneak peek. It looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Okay, you saw the last one? It was good.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I liked it way better than the last season of The Witcher, though, because the last season of The Witcher was.
I'm not watching that trash.
It was rough.
I'm not watching it. It was awful.
But this one has
terrible.
This one has the original voice actor for Geralt from the video games. So.
Oh, sick. Okay, I like that.
And
I like that.
And then last but not least, Netflix released their top rankings for animes according to the amount of views and hours watched from January to June.
On their platform?
Well, they released the numbers. They released how many hours were watched, how many views they got.
This is a Netflix specific.
Yeah, this is Netflix specific. Yeah, correct. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So actually, I want to start with number 10 and go up. Because they go down to 27, but we're not going to go down there. I want to start with 10 because I have an interesting story for this one because I didn't know anything about this, and you'll like this. 10 was something I had seen but had never heard of. It's called Monsters 103 Mercy's Dragon Damnation. Have you heard of that, or have you seen it?
No, that's such a long title.
It's really long, but guess who made it?
Oh, man.
It's one of the biggest animes of all time, still running to this day.
Wait. Oh, gosh. What? Really?
Yep. Still running to this day, one of the largest of all time.
Yeah.
I'll give you another hint. It's the longest running shonen anime.
Yeah, One Piece.
One Piece. Oda made it.
Oda, yeah.
This is actually, and I've never seen it, while I was looking at the news and waiting for us to get started with this, I was like, you know what? I have enough time to watch it. It's one episode. It's a single episode. That's all it is. It's like 23 minutes long. It was based off of a one-shot manga that Oda made before One Piece even released. And the character in it is a character that shows up in One Piece.
Wow, okay.
It's supposed to be like 400 years before like the time period of One Piece, and it's one of the swordsmen that apparently Zoro ends up fighting along the way in like episode 340 or something like that.
Sick.
So,
okay, that's cool.
but yeah, I thought it was cool. If you get a chance, it's one episode. Check it out. It was pretty cool, well animated, and at the very end, the only reason I knew it was from One Piece is because I watched till the very end, and it shows this little clip of the main character, the samurai, meeting Zoro, and I was like, how the hell is this connected to One Piece? And I dived down a rabbit hole this morning.
Okay, that's sick. Okay, so that's number 10.
That's number 10.
Is this list comprised of Western animated shows as well?
Let's see if there's any Western on here. I don't see any Western on this list.
Okay.
No, I think this is all just because it's got like Pokemon, My Hero, Mashal, Seven Deadly Sins. These all look. I don't see any Western animes.
Okay, cool. And this is top 10 for this year.
Top 10 most watched from January to June.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
So number 9 is My Hero season 1.
Really?
Yeah, number 9 is My Hero, because I think this year was the year that they got My Hero on. Before this, I don't think that My Hero was on Netflix, so that got like a whole new bunch of watchers to watch it.
Okay, and I guess we've been watching My Hero for a few months now, so with the latest season being out, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, you're going to be even more surprised because the next two are both Demon Slayer. Number 8 is Swordsmith Village arc, and number 7 is the Unwavering Resolve arc.
You know what's funny? That doesn't surprise me that much, and the only reason why is because I think a lot of really young kids have access to Netflix. Like, most American households have Netflix. I think a lot of kids, just because of the ease of access to it, and it's pretty child friendly, I would say, for the most part.
Would you?
The only really lewd thing is the fucking love hashira. Outside of that, like, even the killing, the way they kill things it's definitely not as brutal as
I think that's fair.
like AOT killing or JJK killing or
Yeah,
I don't know. It just doesn't feel that bad. There's blood in it for sure, but I mean, gosh, children watch way worse nowadays.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
So
the love
I think
hashira,
the way it's animated too is like, I feel like it'd be like a beacon for children.
So
like, they're like, I want to watch this shit.
you're right that the love hashira is definitely the most lewd, but the second most lewd would be
Zenitsu.
not no. Upper Moon.
Inosuke, you're right.
Upper Moon 6. Upper Moon 6.
Oh yeah.
She was pretty
Yeah.
lewd too. And funny
That's
enough,
true.
I said that number 7 and number
Maybe
8
a little.
were Demon Slayer, but technically 4 of the top 10 are all Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. Okay. Yeah. So you didn't say Entertainment District. It must be higher.
It is higher.
Speaking of lewd. Yeah. So as a child, though, I feel like a lot of that, because you're in like the red light district, right? Like it's very, but kids aren't thinking about that. Like they're just, I feel like that flies under the radar as far as like being passively what it is. Like it's not like, oh, this is where they sex and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
it's not
just-
as blatant. It's not like I mean,
Yeah.
you see it a little bit, but it's not like, hey, we're whores. That's not like blatantly coming out during that
Yeah.
whole.
I say the younger child audience thing because at different conventions and even just out in public, I swear there are so many younger kids that are just clearly Demon Slayer fans.
Yeah.
Either running around in the cosplays or in the manga section, they're going straight to that piece of work.
Maybe it's because
I've been out at the pool before and like little kids have seen my Giyu tattoo and they don't care about any of the others. They just see the
Giyu.
yeah, right.
Maybe it's the one-notedness. The older I've noticed that like the older I get, the more I like the more complex and convoluted stories.
For sure. For sure.
But Demon Slayer is one of those ones where it's just like super straightforward. Like here's
very
good.
clear bad guy.
Yeah.
Very clear good guys. They're fighting each other.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's peak animation still. Like it's
It
so
is.
good.
It is, yeah.
And as a child, yeah, could you imagine being a kid and seeing that on TV?
Yeah.
The bar is immediately way too high.
Well,
Imagine that's your first interaction with anime.
every
And then
anime
you go
after
back
that.
and try to watch Naruto.
Every anime after that is just gonna look like garbage. Yeah, it's
Garbage.
That's gonna be what spoils people from going back and watching older anime, because even some of the older anime just have fantastic stories, but the animation just can't keep up with the newest stuff. So
Which is so unfair. It's just it's an unfortunate side effect of the times,
yeah,
and it is a disservice to a lot of story. Which is, I have a question on that. Do you think they will, because they are reanimating One Piece?
yeah.
So like if they were to go back and maybe reanimate Bleach or Naruto or any those are just to name a few. Because it is a big time investment and a money dump, do you think they would ever allow AI to reanimate things? Like what kind of licensing would you need to... I know that would be completely some people are so against that because it's taking away work from artists, but...
Yeah.
What about this? Like artists working side by side with AI software to reanimate something that's already been animated.
I think in the future we're definitely going to see more incorporation of AI, whether it be with assistance to artists just making the anime or AI taking over the full remake of stuff. Well, as AI gets better, we're going to see it more incorporated in tons of different ways. So could I imagine a world where some of our favorite older animes get completely reanimated by an AI? Absolutely. Yeah, I could see that.
Imagine a world where they are working side by side. So you do have all these very talented artists, but they're not being overworked to the point that, remember the JJK fiasco, because they have the help of this software to, so it's still them doing a lot of the legwork, but not being overworked and like being supplemented and helped by some sort of AI software.
Yeah, and then we also get better quality and it comes out on a more consistent schedule. I could absolutely see how that would benefit us in the long run. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I think everyone wins, which would be sick to just have, first off, a lot of that stuff reanimated, and second, to have it coming out on a more regular basis.
I think people are just scared that AI is going to take over too many jobs and replace people. So I think that's why people are hesitant to start incorporating it. But I could definitely see how it would.
But have a plan. Have a plan.
Yeah.
Like we want to supplement the artists, not remove
replace
the artists.
them. Yeah, not replace them, but supplement them. Make them better. Make it to where they don't have to work as hard. They can produce better stuff and still have a life, Because a lot of these...
And dude, I feel like the quality would be better too, because they wouldn't have to do as much. So what they are doing, they could really focus on.
Yeah.
You might get some better quality out of it.
Yeah. Basically make AI do all the grunt work, and then they can fine tune everything. Yeah.
Yes. 100%. Still slap your name on it.
Well, so I lied a little bit. It wasn't just 7 and 8. 6 is also Demon Slayer, and it was Mugen Train arc. That was number 6.
Man.
Number 5 is JJK Season 1.
Dude, hold on before we go to 5. Have you seen the video of it's a guy recording his little brother watching?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And the caption is like, I didn't warn him what was going to happen, and he like falls in love with Rengoku throughout the movie, and then at the end he's like, no, why did you do this to me?
It's so good. Okay, so number 5, Season 1, JJK?
Season 1, JJK.
Okay, cool.
Number 4 is Spy Family Season 1.
Okay, cool. I mean, all of this makes sense so far.
Yeah. Number 3 is the final... No, I'm lying. Sorry. Number 3 and number 2 are both Demon Slayer. Number 3 is Entertainment District arc.
Okay.
And number 2 is the Hashira Training arc.
Oh, I mean, that's just because...
It's just because it's most recent.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, and I'm actually not surprised by this at all because it's probably my favorite anime on Netflix right now, Delicious in Dungeon, Season 1.
Okay. Nice. Yep. Makes sense. Still got to watch that, but that does make sense because you talk about it all the time and everyone I know and their mothers love it, so... Okay, that checks out. Is there anything on Netflix that I feel like would have been higher? It might be in like the top 20 something, but...
Well, I can tell you, I can briefly go over the 11 through 27. So number 11 was...
Well, were there any... Because we don't have to go through the whole thing, but was there any Western or is it all...
It's all... I'm looking at it, it's all Japanese. It's all Japanese.
Okay.
Number 11, just because these two are worth mentioning, but at least these two. Number 11 and 12. Number 11 is Solo Leveling, and number 12 is Kaiju number 8.
They got it on Netflix?
I don't know. So I feel like that is probably something that's only available in Japan. You know how there are regional things.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So, but this is the Netflix anime in 2024 rankings, according to views and hours watched. So, Mashl's on this list. 7 Deadly Sins made it. Black Clover was number 20.
Okay.
And then
I think Black Clover is another one that just like I was saying with Demon Slayer, like attracts a younger audience just based off its art style and story.
Well, Black Clover is definitely one of the more kid-friendly ones too, because it's not even as bloody as
Even more kid friendly than
absolutely. It's even more kid-friendly. I can't even think, like, when I think about Black Clover, there's very little nudity. I think Vanessa's, like, not nudity, but, like, lewdness. Like, Vanessa's, like, the only, like, relatively lewd character. And even then, all she really does is just...
things be thangin'.
All she really does is just walk around in her undies, whereas, like, in a lot of animes where that would happen, they would do scenes where you just, like, zoom in on her undies and her boobs and stuff, and you don't even see that in Black Clover. Like, she may walk around in her undies, but they're not doing a ton of fan service where they're trying to do, like, a whole bunch of screenshots of her boobs and ass and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, well, that was all the news I had to chat about today. I thought you'd find that list pretty fun, so...
I did. I have news. It's not world news. It's my news for me, and news for you. I'm almost done with season 1 of 1,000 Year Blood War.
Okay.
And good lord.
Tell me about it.
For anyone listening, you can't see my face right now.
How do you feel?
Oh man, it's so incredible, so good. I have gotten to a part where I don't even want to bring this thing up because I am still in denial. / I don't know if this person's actually gone or not. So don't say anything. But man, I also don't want to spoil anything for anyone that hadn't seen it. The Quincy's are cool. Like, they're definitely cool, but...
way cooler than we thought in the past. Like... yeah,
for sure. I did get to see Old Man Bankai, and...
yeah?
Good grief, brother. Holy...
He's basically...
that...
He's basically
go ahead.
He's basically got like 4 separate bankais. He's basically got like 4 separate bankais.
Yes. When he activated it, the way that the Serite like responded to it and everyone around him, it was just so crazy. He's like, I have to do this quickly because if I don't, this whole plane of existence is gonna cease to exist.
Well,
basically.
We also found out why we haven't seen it before is because he's always in the Serite, and his Bankai is so large in scale that,
dude,
if he just unleashed it in the Serite, so many people would die.
yeah, it's insane. His, I don't remember the guy's name. It's his. He was a captain, but he was like the head captain's pupil or something, or like wanted to train under.
His lieutenant, I think. Yeah, his first lieutenant.
He bit it in the first episode, but then they go and they do that little, flashback. And I'm like, dang, making me feel for this guy. He's already gone. It's just so good, dude. It's so good, and I don't really like main characters that much, but Ichigo is him, bro.
He's that guy. He
is that guy. He is that guy.
He's so much better than like Naruto. He's so, like, I still prefer him over Luffy too. Like, Luffy's an okay MC, but Ichigo, out of the big 3, Ichigo is definitely my favorite main character.
Ichigo's the best.
Yeah,
Ichigo is the best. We'll have to do a deep dive on a main character tier list in the future, but. Man. Okay, so I just wanted to drop that your way because we're coming up on October and part 3 is supposed to be releasing, and so I'm gonna be cooking through. I'm gonna be caught up before it drops. Right now, I do we know the deadline? Was it the 5th, October 5th?
I believe it was October 5th.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so I've got like roughly 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I will be 100% caught up.
You watch an episode a night, you'll have it done before the 2 weeks are up. So.
It's one of those things now where I don't want to be caught up. Like, I don't want to be done with it. So I binged a few because the cliffhangers were
so good.
too insane.
They were like, oh, I gotta see what's next.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'm not watching the next episode. I'm gonna wait. But yeah, some shit just happened. It just happened. Some bankais were taken.
Yep.
And oh my god, hold on. There's one thing I do want to talk about. Aizen? Bro. What's the Quincy leader? He has like a weird name. It's like Yuish or something. Some weird.
Yue, I think.
Yeah, it's some, I don't know. It's clearly he does this thing where like the Hueco Mundo is all like Latin words, and
they're all German.
All the Quincy's, yeah, it's weird.
It's all German, yeah.
So
Yuhaba.
That guy.
Yuhaba. Yep.
Was like, "What's up, Aizen? You wanna come? You know, be on my side?" And I was just like, basically like, "Nah, I'm good." And then find out maybe there's the little hint that Aizen may have tried to fuck with his mind. Because right there at the end, he was like, his like right hand guy was like, "Hey, we gotta go." Like,
wait, so tell me exactly where you are real quick. It's like,
let me look.
Because I'm trying to think of what part you're talking about. I don't want to go too far ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna say it very vaguely.
Okay.
Head captain versus that guy.
Okay, Yuhaba. Yeah.
The real version.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that wrapped up. Ichigo show up. Boom, boom, boom. And then the guy who seems to be the right-hand man, the blonde dude, who's been kind of quietly standing in the back watching him fight, was like, "Hey, we need to go because your power is waning or something." Like they can't be there for too long or away from something for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And in his head, he was like, "Oh, I guess Aizen like messed with my mind or something because I lost track of time or something along those lines."
Yes. Yeah.
So, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You caught it. He lost track of time. Aizen made it seem like so much more time that he was only in there for like a few moments, but in reality, Aizen had like kept him there for so long.
Okay.
Even with Aizen in a cage, he's still
bro. He's dirty. He is so dirty. He is so fucking dirty, bro. So that got me hyped because I don't know. I hope they do. I hope they do some more stuff with that idea, that character, that whole
with Aizen.
I don't, just I don't know, man. It's cool. It's cool. I like complexity, characters that are complex or gray or whatever, or they have their own agenda. It's like, I'm not fighting for you. I don't like these guys either, but I definitely am not fighting with you, even though y'all hate each other. I don't know. It was really cool. There was some cool shit going down. I'm probably gonna watch an episode today.
Yeah,
I need some
you
more
definitely
bankai
should.
and whatnot. The animation.
Peak.
Holy shit.
Yep.
They need to redo it. Like, go circling back to what we were saying a minute ago. Just reanimate it.
It's funny you say that because I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I read an article a few weeks ago, if not a couple months ago, where the creator of Bleach had said that he's entirely happy to go back and reanimate the original series. He's entirely fine with that. Cut out all the filler because there's I think there's over 100-something episodes of filler in the original 300-something episodes. Like, there are entire arcs that they created that have nothing to do with the original storyline and are throwaway entirely. Like the Bount arc was just an entire waste of time. It's something where you never see any of that again, and once it's over, it's never spoken about again. So,
what was the Fullbring? That's what it was. The last arc.
Yeah. So Fullbring is part of it, but there are other arcs that didn't need to be there. There are other episodes that did need to be there. So if they redid it, they'd probably do something similar to like the One Piece that they're doing, where they'll cut out all the extra filler, condense the episodes. I think they could condense the original Bleach into maybe less than 200 episodes, probably. So
The Bleach.
Yeah.
The Naruto. The Dragon Ball. Just do it all.
So
the money's got to be on the table there. Anyways, we are 30 minutes into this. You want to hit some review real quick and then wrap this thing up?
Yeah, real quick though, I do want to add, if the One Piece takes off and it does really well, like the remake does really well, and they see the views and they see the money there, I do think a remake in Bleach could definitely be a possibility. So
100%. And Hulu is the platform that has it. They could capitalize on, because they've been doing anime. I mean, they did Go. They have some other stuff on there.
They have the Hulu originals. They have the money.
So why not?
Yeah.
Why not do it?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yep.
Put your hand in the pot with everyone else. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. All right. So, let's go. We got 2 shows to review real quick, and we have 2 episodes apiece to review. You want to hit some Wistoria? Let's go. Let's do that first.
Yep, I'm down for that. I wanna go right off of the bat and say that I'm still at peak hype with it. Especially the last 2 episodes. Everything has just been super tight. Stories have been really good. Character development has been good.
I am more hype.
Good.
This last episode was pretty sick. So, animation, good. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. It's really crisp. It has been throughout the entire series, but the last 2 episodes, the fighting has been up there, raising the bar. We finally got some plot development with a couple of villains.
A little bit, yeah.
Because we now know they are trying to destroy the, what do they call it? The something sky.
They called it the false sky. Yeah.
False sky. Yes,
yeah.
There it is. Yeah. So they are gonna try to bring this thing down, which, cool. Now, yeah, the plot is unraveling. We know the villain's intentions. They're pretty brutal. We have Headless and Mars. We got a name. Mars.
Yep.
Mars looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I am a fan of the way Mars looks, and I'd probably be a fan of Mars in general. I like bad guys. Headless is probably irredeemable, seemingly irredeemable. So this is cool. This kind of feels like a not as intense though, but like a Kisame Itachi. You know, like there's this very somber emo, like hooded figure with this creature thing traveling around together. Part of some bigger organization, most likely, is my guess there. But yes, so they're gonna try to destroy the false sky. Cool. Then we have our good guys, our crew of people that all hate Will, except for 2 girls actually. And now they're coming around to not hate Will anymore because they realize when he starts to run, the ground breaks underneath him. So
you were still
all good.
You were like, my
if
man.
I saw somebody start running and the ground is cracking, I'm not calling that guy a no talent. I don't care if I can shoot fireballs out of my wand. The ground just broke when he ran. He's jumping like a Jedi on crack. All right, which is cool, right? Like he's super, he's heavenly restricted. He's fully, taijutsu, whatever. Now we finally get the title of the last episode and of the show dropped in this recent episode. Wand and sword. Mix them together. He is now, our boy Will is wielding a sword wreathed in flame. I'm kind of going everywhere on this. But this is just my very, I'm just blurting out words review.
It's okay, because I can tell that you're like super hyped about it now. That you're.
Oh, it was good, dude. It was so good, and I just watched it an hour ago before we recorded this, so I am still riding that wave. A lot of fun. I like all the characters too, and I like that they're coming around to Will. I think Julius is cool, Scion's cool, and was it Wignall? I actually really like Wignall. His latest little thing, his little backstory, is kind of similar to Will's.
Yes, that's why I think that they connect so well. Also, I have a question for you. Do you think, is it something in the sword, or is it some sort of hidden ability that gives Will the power to absorb a spell into the sword? I was curious because we saw his little roommate, Rosty, his gay little roommate who
Something's up with that guy. Outside of the being gay.
His overtly sexual roommate who is I still can't get over the fact that when Colette was talking to him, when Colette was asking Will what his relationship with his roommate Rosty was, and they were talking about taking baths together, and he was talking about how Rosty has a bigger schlong than he does. I was just like,
I bet it was bigger. Stop looking at it.
But so do you think is the sword, because we know from previous episodes that sword is made of a special material that can like cancel out magic and stuff. Is it the sword, or is it some sort of hidden ability that Will has that can like absorb the spell? I'm getting real Asta vibes right now.
This is good. That's a really good question. I want it to be inherent. I would prefer it to be something that comes from Will, because, and I think it is. Do you remember the flashback there when he was being handed over as a little babe, and they were saying, you know, wand and sword, blah blah blah. There's some sort of like laying the groundwork for some prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yes, I think it's inherent. I don't think it's just the sword.
Yeah, I want to agree, especially because we saw Rosty come and sit in the background watching and just say, like, you need to remember Will. And so
Rosty, you know how we were saying something was up with him? Or at least I was like, this guy's
he's sus.
Up to something.
He's a sussy baka.
Maybe it's not as sinister as I was thinking. Maybe he does know something, though. I mean, what? He just threw a crystal at our boy and sent him into like a little daydream. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I hope it's inherent, though.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, I almost for a second when he started like getting super cry jutsu about the goggles, I was like, come on, man, don't start now, because I like you. Don't do this. And he very quickly was like, hey, will you just hit me real quick so I can
break out of
get
this,
back to business,
snap me back to my normal state. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I want to ask you, who is your favorite supporting character that didn't originally like Will? So you got Wignall, Julius, and Scion. Who?
Wignall. If I'm picking between those three, I'm going Wignall.
Okay, I would. I that's what I was guessing, just based off of knowing you for so long and knowing things that you like. You definitely are more like druidic and like elvish. Like you tend to like those things, I think, more than maybe fire or ice magic. So, yeah, that was my guess. I think I'm gonna stick with Scion, or as they say in the Japanese version, Shion.
Oh, well, I think he is definitely like the best foil for Will. Yeah. As far as like as a good rival in the series, and if you watch the previews for like the last episode,
they're in the schoolyard.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna become like the best rivals for each other. Yeah, which is good because I think his personality is perfect for that character for sure. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so bias aside, just I think we have one episode left of this season. I think they've done a really good job of laying the groundwork for the world, for the plot, and for the characters. My hope is that they can kind of navigate this better than other anime. I hope that they can really start carving towards just some good direction, because they have the makings for it. Now it's all about just like laying down the track in front of the train. So
yeah, keep the quality consistent. Yep.
Yep, but that's all I got to say about it. It's really good. We haven't rated episodes in a while. Maybe we'll just do it like after next week. We'll just rate the whole season.
Yeah, we can start doing season end reviews and just do like ratings for the whole season. It's probably better that way, anyways.
Probably a little bit,
Yeah.
just because most of our reviews. I mean, actually, I'm not even gonna say that because we had some shows. I think it was My Hero actually. Where it was like very up and down on was it good, was it bad. I think for the most part, for all of Wistoria, it's been. I would say like nothing lower than a 5, most likely, and then really like 6 and up.
Yeah, I would say that pretty much every episode of Wistoria has been 6 and up for me so far. So
yeah, and climbing. So hopefully they stick the landing for season 1, and maybe show us a little hint. What I want from next week is maybe another little hint, some little snippet of the villains, or maybe their organization that they might be a part of, or something else. Would be cool. Like they did at the end of Kaiju. They started showing us a little bit more of these other numbered kaiju that are out there that are bad boys.
if they're smart, they'll definitely start dropping something in the final episode to set up the next season for sure.
Yeah.
Keep people's
All right.
interest enticed.
Yes, 100%. Good job, Wistoria. Let's stick the landing next week. My Hero.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you wanna start on this one?
Dude, I will. So last week's episode was really good. This week's episode was awesome, in my opinion. It was just, I was sitting there thinking the whole time just how insane it is to watch One for All. Just
What 1v whatever.
1v
trying to fight him.
1v everybody. Like even Makia comes in and starts fighting him on his own, even though they thought he was brainwashed at first. No, he's just pissed off that Daddy left him alone for too long.
Yep.
But the coolest thing is not only watching him fight all these people, but watching him like age in reverse. Like watching him age in reverse and still just put out all this power. But the entire time, the one thing I haven't seen in these last 2 episodes, even though like like watching Gentle come back, watching Nagant come back, and both of them like redeem themselves as villains turned heroes, that's all been amazing. The one thing I was upset about is where is Endeavor and where is your boy?
Did you watch the sneak peek for next week?
I did, yeah. I know it's coming. Okay. I know it's coming.
I guess they're flying around the fucking sky doing a world tour.
I'm just wondering, like, where is Endeavor and where is his son? Like, where are they fighting? Where's Todoroki? I know that man got left behind, but you know he ain't gonna stand by and do nothing. Like he's got to show up. So
he's gonna show up, and now what it's looking like is it is gonna be a family gathering soon. Those 3 are. I think Todoroki is probably gonna catch up to Endeavor and Dabi.
Yep.
And either see. Oh gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. I was gonna say like maybe Endeavor being unalived, or
I think Endeavor has to die. I feel like Endeavor.
I don't think he lives too many more episodes.
He may not die this season, but because this season's really close to being over, he may not die this season. But I think
someone big has to die this season, right?
I think Endeavor has to
make
go.
it good.
I think
he's got to go this season.
I think he's going
and that's fine. It's good. It would hurt, but it's necessary. It's necessary for the story. Okay, so our main focus in at least these 2 episodes was probably the All for One versus the Heroes. And that was the kind of the main focal point that was we have going on. The side stories, like we had a little bit of Deku and Shiggy, right? Just a little bit with Nagant and Gentle, being like, hey, the anti-heroes joining the heroes to, help. We're still, I guess we've really been in the same spot where One for All is, or All for One is fighting everyone. But it seems like he might be able to go on the move now that he kind of just won the most recent fight. And goodness, dude, I thought Hawks was gone.
Well, Hawks is kind of gone.
Kind of, but I thought he was gonna be gone.
Hawks is kind of gone. I mean, he ain't got his power no more. His power is done, and it looks like he may even be taking Tokoyami, or Tokoyami's power as well. Dark Shadow, yeah.
Yeah. I did appreciate that they were showing characters that I actually like in these episodes. The one thing I didn't really care for that much was
the Grapist,
the acid girl.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
she's okay.
I was talking about a Grape Boy.
Oh, grape juice? Did you see did you catch his little heroic moment?
Yes.
No, take my power instead. Don't take his Dark Shadow. Take my grape juice.
You'll get the coolest hairdo in the world.
Could you imagine All for One stealing that, having grapes on his head? Stupid. I'd probably quit watching. I don't know if I'd watch the next week's episode if that happened. So, leave Grape Juice alone. He's harmless. Unless you're a lady, then he might be a little
touchy.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, but our plot's the same. It's kind of been the same all the way through. We're just kind of going step by step through this fight. But yeah, I thought it was presented well for the most part. It's cool. Pacing is getting better.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think that I think the final episode of this is gonna leave us with such a big cliffhanger, and we're gonna be so mad but so happy at the same time. Because we know that there's got to be another season. We know that there's more. We know that this isn't going to be the end of the fight. So I know that this final episode is going to leave us like, it's probably going to make us feel like everything is in despair. Like just so much is wrong.
What do you think about Shiggy right now? It seems like he was trying to break free of All for One, but definitely still is like, no, everything to do with that house has to go. Like, I'm still gonna destroy everything.
I think he's just so like the way that All for One was describing how his consciousness was fusing with Shiggy's. I think the whole theme is going to be Deku's trying to reach to the child of Shiggy, whereas like this fused consciousness between older Shiggy and All for One is going to be what he's basically fighting against. I don't think that Shiggy is just Shiggy anymore. He is something else. He has morphed into something different. So
yeah, he seems a little manic.
Yeah, a little is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah. I need Bakugo to get the fuck up.
That's another thing I was gonna say. We haven't seen Bakugo either. We haven't seen our boy wake back up.
We haven't. But can you see the where the track is going? I feel like we're leading up to a pretty nice finale, a good crescendo for this season.
I wonder if they'll hold Bakugo for the final episode. Like he comes in.
I think so. I think he comes in, maybe does something heroic, does some cool shit. Helps Deku or whoever. I'm not sure. I don't know where he's gonna go. Like if he's gonna show up and help Deku with Shiggy, or does he show up and help with All for One? Does he show up at all?
I feel like he has to. They built it up. They've done what they've done so far. He can't be dead, obviously. Like I think we both agree with that.
He's not gone.
I just don't know when he'll show back up again. Maybe the episode before the last episode or the final episode. But I do think he has to show up again before the season's over, or he's just gonna be forgotten until next season, and people are gonna be kind of disappointed with that. So, But I agree with you. It's kind of the same pace. It is nicer to see our favorite heroes. Things are progressing. Things are getting better. The fight scenes are going on. It's been a great season overall. Like the whole season, there hasn't been a lull. There hasn't been like a super slow episode for the most part. I love the pacing of My Hero. I think what My Hero does really well is it'll get you enticed in these battles. It'll get you super hyped up, and then it'll take a short time to just do flashbacks to give you more about the characters and then get right back to the battle, which is, I think, is really good.
They're not wasting time on flashbacks.
Exactly.
They're really getting to the point in them. Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, they know how to give enough of a flashback to give you the substance that you need to connect with the characters, but not waste a shit ton of time of the episode on the flashback, which is nice.
Yep. Yeah, and I feel like Buddy drew himself into a corner, kind of, with how many characters he created, that he's, is now kind of forced to do these flashbacks where it's like, oh, let me give some, I need to put some leverage on this scene, so I need to go back and like show this that happened that off screen,
Yeah.
So
speaking of flashbacks, actually, you just remind me. There's one thing we haven't talked about that we should talk about that happened in the past 2 episodes, which was, God, why can't I remember his name? The warp quirk guy. Why can't I remember his name? The one who was.
I would have said it, but I just forgot it. Kurogiri.
Kurogiri. Yeah. So Kurogiri, do we think? Obviously, we think he's waking up. But did he warp them to save them, or did he warp them to separate them? Like, we know he warped his 2 best friends from the past. Did he warp them to save them, or did he warp them to separate them from the group? That's my question.
I think he's going to warp Eraser to All for One and save, help out. I think it's for good.
Well,
maybe. Gosh, is everyone redeemable? Is that
that's the theme? Everyone is
the
redeemable.
theme of this story is everyone's redeemable.
Yes.
I wish they would kind of dial that back a little bit and let some people just be evil.
Well, I think that is All for One. Like, All for One is the unredeemable enemy. He is. He is the unredeemable one. Like, they don't even try and show, or at least they haven't done it yet. Now, they may try and do it in the final season. They may try and do, like, here's a flashback of why All for One became evil, and now you feel sorry for him. Like,
oh, goodness.
So, but that's basically all I have for these episodes. I feel like we had a pretty good past 2 weeks for both series. The episodes were great. There's not much more to say about them other than I'm just excited to watch the next ones coming out next weekend. So
yeah, I agree. It was nice having, because I didn't watch any last weekend. I just doubled up for this weekend. It was nice being able to watch more than 20 minutes. So it was cool. But yeah, that is everything from me. I guess we'll reconvene next week, see how the Wand and Sword finale goes, and see if we get a banger out of My Hero. I think we're going to.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, I'll see you on the other side.
Sounds good.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Hidden Online podcast. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, comment, and like this video for more. You can also find us on Spotify and Instagram at Hidden Online Podcast.